Hi everyone, it's Kaylee, and as the title suggests, today I'm going to be telling stories about some genuinely nice encounters I've had with strangers. I see way too many videos on YouTube about people's drama and bad things that have happened to them, and plenty of bad things have happened to me. I'm totally going to tell those stories, but I wanted to mix it up and do something nice and positive and genuinely great before I got to the really terrible stuff. So we're going to ease our way into it, and we're going to talk about some nice stuff today. I have a couple of short stories instead of telling one big, massively long story, and so I hope you enjoy. Like this video if you like what I have to say and you like me. Here we go. If you're familiar with my channel, then you'll know that I put out a video about having muscular dystrophy. I made a video about my disability. I'll put a link to it in the description. But while I was making that video, I remembered this amazing thing that happened to me that I had to share with all of you. So when I was younger, I was a little bit more disabled than I am now, and so I needed a wheelchair when I would go places that you have to walk very long distances. So I was in a wheelchair on a school field trip to an art museum. So my mom was a chaperone on this field trip, as she was on every field trip, because she would push me around in my wheelchair. In the middle of the day, my mom pushes me to the side because she has to go to the bathroom. She asked me if I have to go. I said, no, just park me in front of this beautiful big painting and go to the bathroom and I'll just wait here for you. So I'm sitting and I'm staring at this massively long painting, 20 feet tall. It's all of these intricate drips and line work scratches and things like that. It was abstract and it looked very interesting from afar. So I'm just sitting there looking at it. There's some people around me. There's a couple of benches next to me because this was a little sort of hub area with bathrooms and seating and a huge window and then this one painting. So I feel compelled to stand up and walk closer to the painting so that I could see the details closer. You know, makes sense. So there's a man at the bench next to me, just sitting there by himself, not saying anything, not doing anything. I get up, I walk over to the painting, and I just hear gasping and freaking out. I hear people yelling and just, oh my goodness, all of this like hustle and bustle around me. And I turn to look, and it's this man from the bench yelling and just sobbing and just freaking out because he thought that I couldn't walk, and the painting moved me so much that I stood up and I walked to it. And so he's holding my arms, hysterically crying. And before I even can sort of process what's happening, my mom came back and is like, what are you doing touching my child? Who are you? Get away, please. But he was so worked up and just, she can walk. And my mom's like, yeah, of course she can walk. But we just both were looking at each other. We were so confused and we didn't know what to do. And at this point, everyone in this little hub area where the bathrooms and the windows and the benches, everyone that's here is staring at us. Security's there watching us because this was just crazy to everyone that was sitting there. This man is just hysterical. Like, your mom missed it. She missed the moment that you walked for the first time. Oh. Needless to say, the way that the story ends is that we did not tell him that I could actually walk, and we just let him believe that it was a miracle of the artwork that brought me to walk. People of the world, if you see someone in a wheelchair, that doesn't automatically mean that they do not have the ability to walk, just so you know. And they really cared about my general well-being, so I thought that that was a very wholesome experience with a stranger. This next story is sad and heartwarming. I had a childhood dog named Brandy. Brandy was a Labrador Retriever. She was my uncle's dog originally, and then my uncle passed away, sadly, from cancer. And so my parents took in the dog, and we grew up with the dog for years and years, and it was an extension of him, and we loved her so much. And so Brandy, obviously, as all dogs do, got extremely old, and so we decided, me and my mom were gonna go and take her to be put to rest. And then we took her to the vet and we said our goodbyes, and we decided that when we took her away that we were going to go get some food somewhere and just cry and talk about her life. So we went to a Chinese food restaurant, and we're sitting there and we're bawling. We're so upset, and we're stuffing our faces with lo mein, talking about how great Brandy was, and she was such a beautiful soul, and she meant so much to us, just stuff like that. And there was an elderly couple at the table next to us who overheard what we were saying. And so the man turned around and said, I'm so sorry for your loss. And we were like, thank you, we appreciate it. And he says, your sister just seems like she was a really wonderful woman. And we just started dying laughing. We were laughing so hard because we thought, again, like, what a spectacle. Like, everyone in the whole restaurant hears us sobbing hysterically about this soul being put to rest, and it ends up being our dog. And so we said, thank you so much. You just brought so much joy to our hearts right now in this traumatic situation. Thank you, person at the restaurant. I never saw you ever again. Just like the first. None of these people I saw again. That's a shame. Moving on to another restaurant story. This one is funny with no traumatic, sad part. So I'm at a diner with my mom and my 2 siblings. My older brother is a trickster. He's always just giving me problems, okay? And he's been like this our entire lives. I sometimes take it. I sometimes retaliate. This was one of those times where I wanted to get back at him. We put in the order with the waitress. She comes back. She gives us our drinks and she gives us all of our straws. And as kids, we thought it was the coolest thing in the world. Don't even act like you've never done this before, where you rip off one side of the straw wrapper and then you blow the wrapper at somebody and you hit them and it's so funny, haha. We did that all the time as children, all the time. So my brother takes off his straw wrapper and he blows the straw wrapper at me through the straw and he's laughing and hits me right in the face. So I try and get him back. Meanwhile, our mom's like, children, calm yourselves. You do not need to act like this in public, thank you. And we're like, no mom, it's funny, I'm gonna get him back. And so I blow my wrapper back at his face and the wrapper goes and it's going and then it boom goes right over him and hits the person sitting behind him. What luck do I have that my brother can always pull these perfect pranks on me and then I try and get him back and then something goes terribly wrong and he's snickering so hard thinking that I'm gonna get in so much trouble, right? Because we look over and the table is a bunch of people together that are very elderly and so I'm thinking to myself, I'm gonna get in so much trouble. They turn around and they start laughing and they're laughing so hard and I'm like, maybe I'm not gonna get in trouble. But these people all say to us, we are all here celebrating our 75th birthdays together and we all were friends from high school and we've known each other all these years and we always get together around our birthdays to celebrate together and to reminisce about what it was like being kids in school and doing stuff exactly like this. And you've just brightened up our day, young lady. Thank you so much. And I'm looking at my brother like, what was that? About me getting in trouble? Because they liked it. They told us how great it was to see young kids enjoying life. Yeah, take that, older brother. Thank you, table behind me at the diner, for making sure that I didn't get in trouble and for earning me a whole lot of brownie points with my mom. I needed them for later in life, what I was like as a teenager. Moving on to the next story. If you didn't already know, which most of you probably don't know, I used to be an alternative model. Most of it was freelance, just me messing around with my friends and doing what I could and making the type of content that I wanted to see. We had a whole lot of fun and stuff like that, you know. So I was around 15, 16 years old doing a photo shoot with my friends. We went to one of my friends' houses. I had a car. I drove. We get there. We wanted to do some sort of a zombie, mummy sort of thing, and I had just learned how to make your own edible fake blood. So you take chocolate syrup and you put a massive amount of red food coloring in it, and it's just dark enough. We made this fake blood and we wrapped ourselves up in ace bandages to sort of look like mummies. I'm going to insert some pictures here and here. So now you get the idea of what we were going for here. So we drove to an abandoned place near this girl's house and we took a whole bunch of pictures, just enjoying ourselves, being ourselves. Then we had to go back to her house and lo and behold, we had next to no gas in the gas tank. So we had to go to a gas station covered in fake blood, wearing next to no clothing, wrapped in a bunch of bandages. It ended up exactly how you think it ended up, okay? So we went to the gas station. I got on my car, started pumping my gas. Some person pumping their gas next to us approaches me and says, "Are you okay? Is everything okay? What's going on? Do you need help?" And I calm him down saying, "Yes, everything's fine. I was just out with friends. We were doing a photo shoot." And the guy says, "Are you filming some sort of a movie?" And me and my friends look at each other in the car, and I look at this guy and he seems so excited, and I'm like, what do I do in this situation? I should just be honest and tell him no. But he was so excited, so pumped, like, "Oh my gosh, you guys must be extras. You look so cool. Those makeup effects are great. Blah, 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 blah." So excited. Why am I like a liar in some of these stories? I'm not usually a liar, but in these circumstances, I lied. I'm not even gonna lie about lying. I turned to this guy and I said, "Yes, we're filming something in New Jersey for Mummies Revenge 2, an indie film about female mummies and blah, blah, blah." And I like give him this completely fake spiel. And my friends are looking at me like, "Girl, what are you doing?" And this guy is so excited. He's like, "Oh my God, no way. I think I've heard of the first one. I feel like I saw that before. I can't wait to tell all my friends that I met people that were in a movie." Guy at the gas station, thank you. Thank you for being so jovial and nice and accepting my lies. I'm sorry that I lied to you and that movie never came out. This is my last one that I'm going to tell for this video, and this is my favorite. I used to work at a hair salon. The hair salon that I worked at had street parking only. So sometimes when the street was really jam-packed, I would have to park 4 or 5 blocks from where I worked and just walk. And at night that was extra scary because I was alone and I would have to walk blocks and blocks to my car in a city-esque type of area. A scary type of area to be alone, you know? So this was one of those nights that I had to walk really far to get to my car, more than a couple of blocks. And it's nighttime, it's around 11 o'clock at night. I'm terrified. Got my hood up, no one paid attention to me, no one see me, no one noticed me. I'm just gonna walk to my car. A truck starts to approach me and I'm right near a red light where I'm walking on the sidewalk. So I see them approaching me and slowing down so that they're even closer to me. And it's a truck full of 4 guys and they have music blaring and they're all yelling. And I'm thinking to myself, here we go. This is going to be terrible. This is going to end so badly for me. Thinking a million thoughts in my head because I'm terrified, you know, at this point of the potential of danger on the street at night by myself. And so they come closer and closer. And the person that's in the passenger seat of this truck leans all the way out of the truck as the truck is in motion, mind you, slowly because it's approaching a red light, but still moving, and holds up a football and screams, "Catch!" And my whole life flashed before my eyes because he threw the football directly at me with no warning at all. You all know by now, I have muscular dystrophy. I am not good at sports. I do not like sports. I don't even remember the last time I have caught a ball that was thrown at me when this whole scenario happened. And so time froze basically, and my heart is racing. And a football is coming flying at my face. Who could have predicted this moment? Okay? And I catch the football. Catch the football, hits me directly in the chest, and I'm just looking at this ball, thinking to myself, oh my God, I caught the ball. How did this happen? I caught the ball. And the guys in the truck are like, yeah, woo, oh my God, she got it. As they're moving, this all happened so quickly. Their truck was still moving. They were still driving as all this is happening. My God. So they're screaming and I look up at them and they scream, throw it back. You have to throw it back. And I'm thinking, throw it back? I can't even believe I caught it. And so of course I chuck the football back, hoping for the best. The guy in the passenger seat reaches out only one hand, goes to catch it. It bounces off of his hand and up onto the roof of the truck, bounces to the other side of the roof of the truck, and the person that's driving the truck reaches out his hand and catches the ball. And they're all screaming, yeah, that was so cool. You rock, you're the best, woo! And at the point that they caught the ball, the light was green and they didn't stop anyway, and they just kept going down the street. And I walked to my car and just laughed to myself. We think that terrible things are gonna happen. We anticipate it in our daily lives, but sometimes genuinely good things happen to us. So thank you guys in the truck that were screaming and freaking out. I thought you were going to hurt me, and you didn't hurt me. You did something totally cool to me, and I had a lot of fun throwing a ball to you. So those are all the stories that I have today for this story time. If you like it, again, and you like me, like this video. If you like the type of content that I make, subscribe to this channel. I post videos every Wednesday, and they're usually about psychic-y, esoteric-y stuff. So thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see me in your future soon. Bye!